capes are tightening, studios are leveling up, and something incredible is happening in the world of superhero games. For years, we've seen rushed tie-ins, forgettable movie cash grabs, and games that barely scratch the surface of what it means to be a hero. But not anymore. What's coming next? It's bigger, it's bolder, and in some cases, it's downright bizarre in the best possible way. So whether you're into gritty revenge stories, chaotic power fantasies, or deep character-driven drama, this list has something that'll make you say, wait, this is actually happening. Let's dive into 10 superhero games that are about to flip the genre on its head. What if I told you that your next favorite superhero game doesn't take place in the future, but in the darkest chapter of the past? Marvel 1943. Rise of Hydra throws us into a war-torn world where the stakes aren't just global, they're personal. Picture this. A young Captain America, before the Avengers, before the legend, and a Black Panther not yet named T'Challa, but his grandfather, standing as protector of Wakanda when the world was on fire. This isn't your typical team-up. It's not friends saving the day. It's distrust, culture clash, and two powerful men thrown together against a rising evil, Hydra, directed by Amy Hennig. The visionary behind Uncharted, this game promises cinematic storytelling, backed by stunning Unreal Engine 5 visuals. The air is thick with tension. Every move feels loaded, every punch a message. Inspired by the 2010 comic Flags of Our Fathers, this story doesn't just rewrite history, it makes you feel the weight of it. We don't have a release date yet, but something tells me this one's not just about the battle. It's about who you choose to become when the world tells you to pick a side. And that is a fight worth remembering. What happens when the laughter fades and the mask is the only thing you have left? The Last Ronin is not the Ninja Turtles you grew up with. There's no pizza party, no cowabunga catchphrases, only shadows, loss, and one lone turtle standing in a decaying New York City, the others gone, slain. Their weapons now rest on the back of the last brother alive, and he's not here to joke. He's here to finish what they started. Based on the critically acclaimed IDW comic, this game leans fully into a darker, more mature vision of the TMNT universe. It's a third-person action RPG that draws inspiration from modern God of War, not quite Souls-like, but definitely more brooding, methodical, and emotionally charged than any Turtles game before it. Developed by Black Forest Games and published by THQ Nordic, this isn't about nostalgia, it's about reckoning. You're not fighting to save the city. You're fighting because it's already fallen, and revenge is the only thing left holding you together. No release date yet, but what we've seen strips away the Saturday morning smiles and replaces them with grit, pain, and purpose. If John Wick wore a shell and carried his brother's ghosts on his back, this would be his story, and it might just be the boldest Turtles game ever made. What if being a hero didn't mean wearing a cape, but managing the chaos from behind a screen? Dispatch flips the superhero fantasy on its head and asks, what happens when your power suit is broken, and the only way to save the world is through a desk job? You play as Mecha Man. Yes, a full-blown hero whose armor is out of commission. But the fight doesn't stop just because you can't suit up. Instead, you become the unseen force behind the action, leading a ragtag team of misfit heroes from the dispatch center. Think Telltale Games meets XCOM, with a splash of office politics and moral dilemmas. It's not about punching villains, it's about deciding who gets sent into the field, when, and why. Knowing the wrong call could cost lives. Crafted by Ad Hoc Studio, a team made up of veterans from The Wolf Among Us and Tales from the Borderlands, this game promises a rich, narrative-driven experience with strategic depth. It takes the glamour out of heroism and shows the pressure, the doubt, the burden of leadership where every choice echoes. In a genre packed with explosions and ego, Dispatch quietly explores responsibility, failure, and redemption. And maybe that's the kind of hero story we've needed all along. For years, Iron Man has been the backbone of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but in gaming, he's always played second fiddle. That's about to change. Marvel's Iron Man, developed by Motive Studio, known for Star Wars, Squadrons, and the IDE, Dead Space remake, is setting the stage for a proper, full-fledged solo adventure. And this isn't just a cheap movie tie-in. It's a next-gen 8AA title, built in Unreal Engine 5, with an original story designed to put you inside the iron. In suit, mind metal and all, but here's the twist. This isn't just about flashy weapons and sleek flying mechanics. There's a chance this game will dig deeper into the isolation of Tony Stark, the pressure of being a genius trapped in a world on fire, and the thin line between heroism and arrogance. Some fans are already drawing parallels between Isaac Clarke's suit in Dead Space and Iron Man's tech, and if motive brings that same level of immersive engineering, this could be something special. Imagine that weight, that HUD view, the claustrophobic rush of flying at Mach speed through collapsing cities. No release date yet, but if they get this right, we won't just be piloting Iron Man, we'll become him. And for once, that suit might actually feel heavy. Once upon a time, fairy tales weren't for kids, they were warnings. And the wolf among us too is bringing that darkness back. Set in a grim, noir version of New York City where fairy tale characters live undercover in a world that's forgotten. This long-awaited sequel picks up where the original cult classic left off. Bigby Wolf, the sheriff of Fabletown, half man, half monster, and fully tormented, is back to uncover another twisted mystery, and this time, the stakes feel heavier, the shadows deeper. This isn't a punch-throwing superhero game. It's a story-driven experience that claws into the soul. The choices you make matter, not just for the plot, but for who Bigby becomes. Can a literal big bad wolf ever truly change? Telltale Games, reborn from its ashes and joined by Ad Hoc Studio, a team of veterans from the original, is doubling down on narrative depth. With Unreal Engine 5, the visual style is more vivid, the mood more atmospheric. And yes, the original voice actors are returning, breathing life back into a world that fans have been begging to revisit for nearly a decade. In a sea of action games, The Wolf Among Us 2 dares to slow down, look you in the eye, and ask what kind of monster you really are. Ever wanted to hurl a villain into orbit without the burden of a tragic backstory? Superhero Simulator isn't here to make you cry. It's here to make you laugh, then gasp, then probably laugh again. This chaotic sandbox playground throws realism out the window and invites you to mix and match superpowers like ingredients in a blender full of madness. You start as an ordinary civilian, no destiny, no prophecy, just raw potential. Then it begins. Fireballs, laser vision, super strength, flight, telekinesis, maybe even time-bending chaos. The fun part? You can stack these powers together. Want to throw cars using your mind while shooting lasers from your eyes and flying through a collapsing city block? Go ahead, no one's stopping you. The game oozes prototype energy with a dash of totally accurate battle simulator physics. Environments are fully destructible, powers interact in gloriously unpredictable ways, and everything is just ridiculous in the best sense of the word. Launching into early access on PC later this year, Superhero Simulator might not come with emotional depth or polished cinematic cutscenes, but what it does offer is unfiltered joy, the kind of game you fire up at midnight and lose hours to, cackling like a mad scientist with unlimited power. And honestly, that might be the most heroic feeling of all. When the sun sets and the blood moon rises, a different kind of superhero steps out from the shadows. Marvel's Blade, developed by Arcane, the studio behind Dishonored and Deathloop, isn't just another action game. It's a gritty, atmospheric dive into the underworld of vampires, betrayal, and survival. And if you're familiar with Arcane's track record, you know this won't be a mindless hack and slash. This is going to be immersive, deliberate, and dripping in tension. Set in Paris, the game will follow Blade, half human, half vampire, as he battles creatures of the night in a city that hides more than it reveals. But unlike traditional Marvel, Blade isn't here to joke. He's here to hunt, to stalk, to strike. While we don't have much footage yet, the pedigree speaks volumes. Arcane's knack for vertical-level design, stealth mechanics, and environmental storytelling could turn this into something unforgettable.
Relax, man.
And the switch to third person. Likely a smart move to make combat more cinematic, visceral, and personal. There's no PlayStation version confirmed yet. It's currently coming to Xbox Series and PC, But the mystery around it only adds to the allure. In a world of brightly lit superheroes, Blade reminds us that some heroes walk best in the dark. And they don't save you, they cleanse you. What happens to a legacy when the one who built it is gone? EA's upcoming Black Panther game isn't about T'Challa. It's about what comes after. The mantle, the pressure, the impossible expectations. Set in the future of Wakanda, this open-world action-adventure lets players step into the role of the next protector of a nation that exists between myth and machine. Wakanda is more than just vibranium and sci-fi skyscrapers. It's a culture, a code, a kingdom with ancient roots and modern power struggles. And for the first time, we might be able to explore it freely, not just as a backdrop, but as a living, breathing world. A place where every alley hums with tradition, and every horizon whispers change. Developed by Cliffhanger Games, a brand new EA studio, this title is shrouded in secrecy. No gameplay yet, no date. But the ambition is loud. If they can capture the weight of wearing the Panther suit, not just the action, but the diplomacy, the moral conflict, the legacy, it could be something deeply special. This isn't just about fighting invaders. It's about leading a people, making choices that echo through generations. And if they do it right, EA's Black Panther won't just be another superhero game. It'll be a throne you'll never want to step down from. What if the Marvel Universe collided with a retro arcade cabinet, and the result wasn't just nostalgic, but electrifying? Marvel Cosmic Invasion is exactly what it sounds like. A pixel-punching, side-scrolling, tag-team beat-em-up built for fans who grew up smashing buttons at the local pizza parlor, but now want a little more depth and polish. Developed by Tribute Games, the same minds behind Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, and published by Dotemu, this title blends old-school brawler chaos with modern co-op fluidity. You'll be switching between heroes on the fly: Spider-Man, Wolverine, Storm, Venom, Captain America, each with unique combos and team-based synergy. But this isn't just a trip through New York City. You'll be brawling across dimensions, including the chaotic negative zone, a place where logic breaks down and villains don't play fair. The visual style pops like comic book panels come to life. And the gameplay promises fast-paced tag team action, where you're not just fighting as heroes, you're fighting with them. Scheduled for release across PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and even Nintendo Switch, Cosmic Invasion feels like a love letter to the golden age of arcade gaming. With a modern Marvel twist, and in a world full of cinematic blockbusters, maybe it's time we picked up the sticks and went back to our roots, to fight like it's 1992 again. What if the most dangerous man in the Marvel Universe wasn't trying to save the world, but trying to survive himself? Marvel's Wolverine, developed by Insomniac Games, the powerhouse behind the critically acclaimed Spider-Man titles, isn't just another superhero game. This one is different, darker, meaner, sharper. From the moment it was revealed in 2021, fans knew this wouldn't be your typical spandex saves the day story. This is Wolverine, and where he goes, the claws come out. This game promises to go full mature rating, with brutal combat, gritty storytelling, and a deep dive into Logan's tortured psyche. No sidekicks, no spotlight-stealing Avengers. Just one man, his past soaked in blood, and a world that won't let him forget it. Rumors suggest globe-trotting may be involved. Classic Logan, chasing ghosts across countries, always running from something, always hunting something else. Insomniac is known for polish, fluid movement, and emotional weight. And if they manage to capture even a fraction of what made the X-Men Origins Wolverine game a cult classic, while layering it with the depth and heart of their Spider-Man titles, this could become the definitive Wolverine experience. We don't have a release date yet, but the tension is already thick. The hype is already howling. Because when the world pushes Logan too far, he doesn't call for help. He unsheathes the claws. So here we are, on the edge of a new era in superhero gaming. Not just button-mashing brawls or basic origin stories, but real, daring, genre-defying experiences. These aren't just games, they're visions of courage, of chaos, of identity, of what it means to wear a mask when the world expects a savior. And that's the power of storytelling through games. It's not just about flying or fighting. It's about feeling, about losing yourself in a world that believes in something bigger, maybe even in you. If any of these games hit you right in the chest, let us know in the comments. And if you're as excited, and maybe even a little emotional, as we are, hit subscribe. Because trust me, this story, it's just getting started.